The cost of a college education continues to rise. Interest rates on federal student loans just went up again. Annalie Leonard from Mainstay Financial is here with us. So how much have rates increased this time?
Well, what's happening, you're seeing things like undergrads that are now paying 4.66 are going up almost an entire point. Grad students they were at 5.41, they're going to 6.21, and parents who have loans for their children, they were at 6.41, they're up to 7.21.
So break that down in dollar amounts. How will that affect students?
Basically, let's go down to the bottom. What you're looking at is right at about $46 per $10,000 that you've borrowed. Okay. You know, when you break that down, state of Alabama, your basic loans right now for most students are right at $26,000 they're in debt. And that's an average. So there are some much more than that.
Okay, and this is, want to make everybody clear on this, this is only for new loans. This doesn't affect loans from previous years.
Correct.
And what about subsidized versus unsubsidized? Are both loans affected?
Both are going to be affected by this because what's happened, Congress has passed a ruling, and you and I were talking about that, you know, is this going to have an end to it? Well, for now, and let's emphasize that, for now, it does. What they've done is tied this now to the U.S. Treasury note, and they're saying that they're going to cap it at 8.25.
Okay.
For now.
So that's a bit of good news, the bright side, that there is a cap.
Yes.
There's also some good news. This can help credit scores, can help out with that. How does that work?
Well, you know, one of the hardest things young people have to do is establish a credit rating.
Right.
And the student loan can be an excellent way to do that. If you pay the loan on time, if you're faithful to it, if you're communicating with your creditors, they can really build their credit scores. And that follows you for the rest of your life.
Oh, yeah. Don't we know that?
Don't we know that? So no matter what you do. Exactly.
So good to start with that early. And you have 4 tips for anyone who has the college debt.
One is, of course, you know, one of the main things new college students, the problem they're having is finding a job. Yeah. It's difficult. So if you can't find a job, you can't make your note, for goodness sake, call the creditor. Talk to them, negotiate a delaying of the payment. They'll be much more willing to do that if you talk to them and they see this is coming down the line. Let's avoid it before it happens, because what most people do is they don't communicate. They don't call. They just ignore it. Worst thing that you can do. Right. So first of all, if you need to delay the repayment, do that. Build a payment plan. Now, when I say that, I don't mean just the student debt, all of your debt. Look at what you've got. If you got credit card debt, we certainly want to get rid of that. That will ruin you. Credit card debt, a car debt, the student loan debt, and make a plan as to how you will pay those. And we can show you, most financial advisors can show you how to do a laddering of that. So you pay one off, you add that payment to the next, you pay that one off, you add that payment to the next, and the loans dissolve much more quickly, and you save yourself a lot of interest on those, okay? And then, of course, you know, stay in touch with whoever you're working with so they know what you're doing, and understand your debt. That's so important. Understand your debt. A lot of college students will be in one spot, they move home, then they move again, then they might move somewhere else, and they're not getting the communication that's being sent to them. So like most young people, you get involved in other things. You totally forget about this.
Oh, that's a big no-no. You have to keep up with it.
You've got to. 15% default rate.
Not good.
I mean, that's like saying you'd go from a 20% to a 35% tax rate.
Oh, yeah, don't want that.
Don't want that.
No.
Don't want that. So basically, understand your debt, delay repayment if you have to do that, build a payment plan, that's part of understanding where you are, and contact the lenders if you need to, because again, I can't emphasize enough, this is going to affect your credit score. That will affect you for the rest of your life.
Right, follows you around. So
yes,
it's happening. This is something that's going on. So some good tips to protect yourself. And again, the good news. It's good to see the bright side in all of it.
Good news is that we do have a cap at this point.
Right.
The other good news is if you do this correctly, you can use this as a tool to build your credit rating and to build your discipline in putting together a budget, because that's what life's about.
That's true. So if you want to talk with someone at Mainstay Financial about student loans or just managing your finances in general, go to our Studio 10 page on fox10tv.com and the phone number is there.